Well, I hope you did well on that first quiz covering the purpose of the Lord's Supper. Here in video 2, we're going to handle the preparation of the Lord's Supper. We understand that the goal behind communion meditations is to focus on the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The Lord's Supper is one of the central reasons we come together on Sundays. According to Acts 2:42, it's one of 4 fundamental things that we're devoted to, just like that first century church was. And so it's important that you take adequate time to prepare your comments in advance of Sunday morning when you're about to offer them. I would recommend taking weeks ahead of time to think through it and then formalizing it in the days leading up to that meditation. You always want to avoid just throwing something together at the last minute. God always deserves our best. And so here's a few guidelines to keep in mind as you prepare your meditation. Number 1, remember the purpose of the meditation, and we'll keep stating this over and over again, is to lead the congregation in a time of focused reflection on the gospel of Jesus Christ, the death, the burial, and the resurrection. As Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. Secondly, I think it's important that you choose one main scripture reference. A lot of times, more than one scripture reference can blur your main purpose. It can get confusing going from one verse, one passage to another. And though there's going to be times that you might want to include additional scriptures, it should be limited. And it's generally difficult to stay focused and make sure that your message is clear. Your meditation should be about 3 to 5 minutes long. We'll cover this in the next lesson, but that is important. We're going to provide for you a list of scriptures that you can choose from that will help you in preparation of your meditation, but you could choose from anywhere else in the Bible that you would like also, as long as it fits the purpose of the Lord's Supper. Sometimes the hardest thing in preaching, teaching, doing devotions that I've learned, and I'm sure other preachers would share with you, is not so much what to say, but really what not to say. And so that's why we keep going back to the purpose of this meditation. So you want to avoid focusing on Bible topics that aren't directly relevant to the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. For example, while it's important for us to all serve the community or to evangelize the lost, it's important for all of us to go to church every week. Those are important topics, but those aren't topics we have to cover in the context of the Lord's Supper. The next thing I'd suggest to you is that you avoid stories or illustrations that are too long or that may distract from the purpose and the focus of your meditation. Occasionally, you may choose to use another person's work. You may have a book that has a lot of communion meditations in it. Maybe you've heard something from a sermon before or a magazine article you've read. That's okay. The Christian Restoration Association and a lot of other organizations actually have books that you can buy to do communion meditations. Just remember, give credit where credit is due. And I think it's going to be helpful to you if you practice your meditation in advance. I know some preachers that even practice in front of a mirror. Though we would not require it, some guys will even go as far as to memorize their comments. I think that can be a great benefit to the church as well. You may also wish, besides just writing out your meditation, you may want to write out your prayer that you say at the conclusion as well. Whatever makes it easier for you as you approach the stage, express your meditation and help all of us focus on the gospel of Jesus Christ. Those are the things you need to do to best prepare for your communion meditation.